Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening to Encik Muhammad Amin Nizar bin Encik Abdul Razak and my team members. First of all, thank you for Encik Muhammad Amin for your time to participate in the interview season. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fikri bin Roslan and my team member Muhammad Hafizi bin Halim and Nur Aisyah binti Norazmi. We are studying UTEM in Bachelor Manufacturing Engineering Technology in Product Design. For your information, we are taking subject in ethic and OSHE in this semester. We have some questions to ask regarding Code of Professional Conduct in Engineering Ethics. As introduction, can Encik Muhammad Amin Izzat tell us about occupation and your role as an engineer?
Okay, thank you so much, Fikri, Aisyah, and Hafizi. So this is a great opportunity lah to meet with you, and I think I'm thankful uh, for the invitation given by your team, and then participating in your projects. Okay, so back to the question that you asked. What is the role or occupation? Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
about
So
okay.
So mainly just to brief myself, you can just call me Amin.
Okay.
So I'm a petrophysicist. I graduated in petroleum engineering from UTP. But now I'm working as a petrophysicist in Petronas. Okay. So petrophysicist is actually a branch in petroleum engineering. It's a study of rock and fluid meaning hydrocarbon or water lah. So petrophysics, we study that thing, okay, but it is a subset branch of petroleum engineering. So if you mainly ask me now, petrophysics is not really engineering per se, because we only do study like a scientist. But I still join this session because I'm by background, I'm a petroleum engineering background lah. Okay. Okay. So like I said just now, so petro is actually petroleum lah. Petroleum or study of oil and gas. Physics is the physics. There's many branch of physics actually. So for petrophysicists, it's a study of rock and fluid. You understand? Because we are drilling into the earth to find the oil. So petrophysicist is the one who study where is the oil, how much oil we have. That is this. Okay, yes, definitely. Not only that, uh, you need to have a lot of knowledge and experience. I mean, if you say experience, what about the fresh engineer who just graduated from university, right? So they are still also able to contribute to or give opinions into the work scope. But what I would like to put into stress is what most important is continuous learning. So because you know what you learn now from your university, for example, you have learned the books that have been established like 10 years ago. When you go out into the industry, the technology have changed so much that you have to keep updating. Same goes to uh, those who have already worked, for example, they already worked for 30 years in the industry. But moving forward, another 10 years, the technology is not going to be the same. So what the most important thing is to always keep update your knowledge with the latest technology. That would be the most important. Not only having good knowledge and experience, but keep update into new knowledge and new experience. So personal ethics and professional ethics, yeah. I think this is true to many kind of relationship. So for example, in a company, you are going to work with, for example, if you are client, you be having a contractor. So the contractor may be the one who you know, and because you always deal with him or her, for example, you're going to develop a personal relationship with him. So you may go out and have coffee or play around with him, but or her. So that is covered under personal ethics. But however, when you work with him in a business relationship, then that's where professional ethics come in. It has to be still be a client and contractor relationship, so that respectively each company, you represent each company. Now, he represent his company and you represent his company. You represent your company. So that still need to be done under professional ethics lah. So sometimes we say contractor and client ni is the boss. We can blame or do the contractor. That is not the professional ethics. Professional ethics is we treat people equally, be it contractor or client, but there's certain things that you as a client you need to demand from your contractor. That's what professional is. Yeah.
Ethics.
Okay.
Okay, Cik
So
Miza.
I think another example is I'm also, I think, if my sister Yana told, I also married to one of my colleagues in same department. I married to one. She is also a petrophysicist. So that's also another personal relationship that we need to divide between personal and professional
Professional.
ethics. I think you guys also, if you don't find someone here, you're going to find someone in the company married the same. Uh, now, this question is, I would say, a bit hard to answer lah. Orang kata cubit telinga, cubit peha kiri, peha kanan terasa. Kan? But working in a group in any way, either you working in the project or even in your project team like this one also, sometimes there's conflict. So that is unavoidable. So in a company, for example, there's few ways to cater through it. But for me, in my personal opinion, the best way is to go through your supervisor first, because he or she is the one who handling both you and your counterpart, and also the other colleagues. So that will be the first step of action. If that is not resolvable, you either go to a higher superior or you go to a HR. In each company, there will be HR. So HR should be the right person also to handle as a focal, not as an. You need, when there's a conflict, you always need a focal to be a negotiator between both parties. Yeah? Okay. So in my company, not my company lah, in the company that I'm working in Petronas, uh, one of it, one of the strategy that we pledge until 2030 is to reduce carbon emission. So in oil and gas, we are dealing with energy, right? So we are producing oil and gas, and we are burning fuels, and And not only oil and gas, actually everything. You drive a car, you emit carbon. You breathe, you also emit carbon. So this industry is the most that emit carbon. Uh, so Petronas, in order to what we call now is ensure environmental sustainability, we are pledging to get net zero carbon emission by 2030. Yeah. So meanings it's either we produce more oxygen or we offset the carbon. For example, we produce 30 million metric ton carbon. We offset it by storing it back underground, or what we call or what the new initiative coming in is, for example, they're planting trees that can take in
Carbon.
30 million equivalent 30 million tons of carbon. So that is one of the initiative lah. Perhaps you can look this up. I think if you follow through the news also, um, in COP 2021, COP is the United Nation, United Nation uh, environmental uh, avenue, right? So in 2021, they make a Paris Agreement where 190 country agreed to reduce this carbon emission. So Malaysia is one of it. Malaysia is one of the participating countries, and indirectly, that is how Petronas, as one of the company in Malaysia, also aspire to be part of Malaysia ambition to reduce carbon emission. But it also should be other companies in Malaysia should also take that into action. Yeah. Safety in workplace. Okay, this one is also hard. Alright. Okay. It depends. What do you in workplace, like in office, or in workplace like inside any kind of workplace?
Maybe inside
Okay.
workplace.
Right. Okay. In one thing to improve inside. Okay. Maybe I pick one uh, that is the latest one. Okay. Since we are now after COVID, right? We say post COVID, right? Post COVID or during COVID. Now, mostly, uh, all the meetings or all the work can be done online. So uh, the way of, or we call it the new way of working now. So usually after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., people can go back and then they don't need to think about work anymore. But now, even at night also, if there's something urgent, they say, okay, during COVID, we can do this meeting online. So why not we do it now? So now people or workers can work more at night. Also, they can work. So this also affect mentally on the worker itself. If you work day and night, it's going to impact you. So it sometimes translate to safety. And also the perks of working in or meeting online is you are not able to observe it physically. What are the issues happening at the site? So still, post COVID, if we were to improve safety, we need to reinstate back. Physical meeting is still a must and a requirement to ensure interaction between worker. When you interact more with your work, with your colleagues, in one point you can increase the safety more, because what you do is at one in your site, you do in one place, you work in one place, but you are also impacting the other, your colleague who is working on the other place. Yeah. So for example, like at site, for example, when you want to do a maintenance on one machine, this machine, you need to put a signature, or a signature, or like a tagging somewhere. For example, at the main DB, you are saying that you are working in this area. Nobody should turn it on, for example.
Yes.
So this interaction you need to have still physically, to ensure safety at the website being maintained, you know, rather than having everything virtually only. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the last question from us. So thank you, Chairman, for your time.
All right.
I think this interview session has come to the end. I represent as my team member would like to thank you for your cooperation and time, and we also hope the best for you and your family.
Okay. No
Okay.
problem. Thank you so much. Hope it helps with your project.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good evening to Encik Ahmad Faris, Encik Abdul Razak and my team members. First of all, thank you to Encik Faris for your time to participate in interview season. Firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mohd Fikri bin Roslan and my team member Muhammad Hafizi bin Halim and Nur Aisyah binti Norazmi. We are study at University Technical Malaysia Melaka, UTEM, in Bachelor Manufacturing Engineering Technology in Product Design. For your information, we are taking subject in ethics and OSHE in this semester. We have some questions to ask regarding Code of Professional Conduct in Engineering Ethics. Before we go to the first question, can Encik Faris tell us briefly about yourself, occupation, and your role as an engineer?
Okay. Waalaikumsalam. Just now, Fikri. Okay, thank you, Fikri, for your invitation. Aisyah and Jian. Yeah. Who is it? I forgot. Amizan.
Hafizi.
The other one, what's your name?
Hafizi and Aisyah.
Introduction on myself. I've been working with performance objective. Uh, for 7 years. So, my role in the workplace is to control the process from the beginning until end product. And during the production, my responsibility is to monitor each of the process undergoing. That's roughly about my job scope, about my role at the manufacturing department as a production engineer. So that's just some rough to understand, to give some understanding. Okay. In terms of the production, as a student, they need to know the type of process, because every production they have their own process to develop from raw until finished product, from raw material to the finished good. So they have what we call that each process to develop the product is different. So just the student, in case of student, they need to have a basic knowledge uh, on the process itself. But the most important is experience. Experience means have to undergo the hand to hand or by hand work, meaning practical like that. Okay, to get the better understanding, you have to undergo the work by hand, technical knowledge and technical understanding about the process flow. Because it's not just a simple theory like from A plus B equal to C. There's something, some other parts that are related to the process. Alright. Yes, for sure. Um, but not to not to disclaim the brand, but all the job need the experience. Okay. I think it's a pretty short answer for that. Did you answer the question? The question is topic on personal and
professional ethics and personal ethics.
okay. Let's talk personal ethics is more important the way you deliver the job be given or the task that be given, deliver with truthfulness or honesty, not sorry, yeah. Okay, it's a bit noisy here. So personally, it's how you deliver the given with your honest and your truthfulness, your truthful. So the task given or the responsibility given to you must be delivered with your full commitment. That is what it's about in terms of personal. I can give an example for this question. Just a simple example. In terms of engineering, we have to deal with what calculation or metric. Like for example, doing the road, the tar road, tamak. Okay. So there is a measurement for each type of road, village road, rural road, or highway road, normal main road. Each of the road have own tarmac measurement, mean the thickness. So there is ethic inside there. If you deal without honest, you not follow the spec that been given. So the result is what worse. The result will be worse, and the one that suffer will be the user. For example, the tarmac needs to be for the main road needs to be around 1 meter thick, but you give to the contractor half a meter thick, 0.5 meter thick. So there's a wrongdoing ethic over there. There's in more professional or what professional profession is now. Yeah. I think that's example I can give to you. Some of the example. Okay, who to prefer? Is it?
Yes.
First of all, we have a team. In the work, we have a team. So in terms of reference, first of all, we refer to our team discussion, and then there must be a superior, the one that decide what to do or what not to do. So the superior is and then we can still do source. Source mean you what do you refer you get the answer from outside the company, not internal. Means in case your team or your superior cannot give the answer for the problem facing, you can outsource that by refer to the consultant firm, engineering consultant firm. So that one of source that we can put. Usually the consultant firm is a registered engineer under BMMU. Okay. Then next, maybe you can do some Google or Google search to read about any record or what we call journal been done by researcher. Okay.
Okay, that's all for soalan. So untuk for the next question, saya akan silakan kepada Aisyah untuk tanyakan soalan.
Okay. How we implement safety in the workplace, right? Okay, in my working place, we have we call the glass wall for safety, health, environment. Glass wall is the one that shown. Glass wall mean it's a simple whiteboard or board that we call what that have information placed on the board, okay, regarding the safety, health, environment. So in terms of safety, and information board is explain everything, what not to do, what to do, what not to do, in terms of warning, and then in terms of emergency, what to prefer, how to deal with the emergency. So there is safety environment, safety information about. And then we're dealing with a lot of machines, big machine, small machine, and each of the machine have its own dangerous. Okay. So in case of the worker not knowing the danger from this machine, it will cause accident. So each of the machine have been placed what we call the label or cautious label on the machine to warn before to warn the anyone near the machine, either the worker or someone who been dealing with the machine. And then lastly, we have a what we call that toolbox or briefing, safety briefing before start work. So everyone must follow PPE, personal protective equipment. Where PPE must follow the safety implementation or safety regulation in the workplace. Okay, that's oh. I think the safety reminder. We can all the worker or all the staff know about safety first in the workplace. But sometimes accident happen when you what we call that forgot or uh, you're not cautious or you just to you play around or not being serious about the work you're dealing with. So safety reminder is very important to avoid accident from happening. Maybe safety reminder can be in terms of tools or gadgets or just a simple play card level. I guess. In terms of improvement, most important is the reminder because staff or workers or me myself tends to be forget. You know about the safety, but everyone can forget. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so untuk penutup, so thank you Encik Ahmad Faris for your time. I think this interview session has came to the end. Thank you for your cooperation and time, and we hope the best for you and your family.
Okay, thank you for the invitation, and I hope that this will benefit to and understand the thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Thank you.